Something about the show that I keep in mind, and I think everybody should keep in mind, is that every episode is a 1-hour show, but that's a whole week of operation squeezed into 1 hour. And at our operation, we're running 24/7, 7 days a week. So that's really compressed. And when you're watching the show, if you just think about all the little things that you see that they don't put in the show, or things you notice about the operation, there's a whole another element to the show if you don't look at it as that 1-hour show and you think about, oh man, there's a week of a big operation running here. That adds a certain amount of depth to it. The biggest change this season is that we didn't have a real strong leader with a lot of experience. Our foreman, Gene Cheeseman, quit and went to work for somebody else, and so it really left a big void at our operation, and those are some big shoes to fill. You know, Gene is a very good guy and very smart with moving dirt and fixing things mechanically, so it was definitely the biggest challenge for us this season. Having a film crew around, you don't really notice it at the time, I don't think, but it adds a huge amount of pressure to every situation that they put themselves in and that we're in. It's pretty difficult to run an operation with a bunch of cameras in your face. Yeah, it's tough. One real advantage of having a film crew that is British is that they are based in a documentary background, and the standard American reality TV they're not real familiar with. So the nice thing is that they really focus on what's really happening and how do they make that interesting for the viewer, rather than trying to create things or create drama. They take what's really happening, and anybody that works at a site where there's a lot of personality clashes will know that there are a lot of issues at work sites, especially in ones where you don't go home to your family, you go home and your home is with the crew, and it's a very tight-knit group of people, and when there's issues, there's issues. And I think that Raw TV, the production company, does a very good job of depicting what really happens at our operation. Reclamation is a very big part of our operation and of the mining community in the Yukon. You know, they care a lot about keeping this available for the future generations, and being good stewards of the environment are part of that. So about 10% of our budget goes to reclamation. We spend quite a bit of time and money to put the land back the way it was, in a stable situation where things will regrow. Not hard to do if you take the time and put a little thought beforehand into making that your end goal. They don't really put it on the show too much, but I understand that it's not as cool as everything else that goes on TV. Do I wish they'd put a little more of it on? Yeah, but that's not my side of the business. You know, I don't get to control what they put on the show and what they don't. So I just do my thing and make sure that I keep the environment in a good state and leave it in a good position for things to regrow and thrive, and that's all I can do. This season, we didn't set it as a goal for the first half of the season because we had a pretty rough start. We had a lot of changes. So we didn't actually set a goal until about halfway through, and halfway through the season we decided to set a 3,000-ounce goal. Last year we did just over 2,500 ounces. For me, increasing our goal and what we're trying to find gold-wise was more a function of trying to increase our efficiency than it was anything else. We had about the same amount of people this year as we did last year, so it was a goal that for me was really about, okay, you know, we know how to move dirt, we know how to mine gold, we've proved that, but we need to start cutting our costs and really getting more out of the equipment and the people that we have.